Up next. Greetings, everyone. Glad to have you here with us on this. TA, it's all.
Hey, Kevin,
Everyone talks about the Heat culture. It is special. David, thank you. And how about we check the numbers for Andrew Wiggins?
And it's a nice month he's having. Something's got him motivated. He's become a much bigger contributor offensively. He's settled into the kind of groove that every player wants to get in.
And the Clippers starting five. Young out there with Weissman. Then it's Joe Ingles. Then it's DeRozan. And for Miami, they've got Noel. Paul out there with Robinson. Then it's Pascal Siakam. And it's Wiggins in at the 3 spot. Young, no good. And here are the Heat now. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Anaheim team.
Yeah, and last year it didn't matter whether it was on the home or on the road. They failed to take a game from either of the two meetings.
They really dominated them on both sides of the ball. We'll see if they have their number again this year.
And it's Anaheim with the ball, following the shot by Chris Paul. DeRozan passes to Ingles, to the middle, and Young slams it home.
We've talked about it before. Unselfish, great awareness. Ingles willing to turn down the shot if someone can break free.
Now here's Wiggins. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Utah.
And 3 blocks on the game as well. I mean, he was going all out and making plays defensively.
Great for those teams that did make a deal with the trade deadline. How hard is it to integrate a new player mid-season?
Well, you know, guys who need the ball to be effective, it can be harder to integrate. But for certain role players, it's just how quickly they learn the system. So it's a tough call either way, especially if you have to go into a new environment where the terminology and everything's different. No doubt, my experiences in having guys traded to be a part of our teams, it was a tough transition for most of them.
Did you ever do it as a player?
I did it, yeah, and it's tough, you know. It's not just the team. I mean, you uproot it. You might have to leave your family if the kids are in school. I mean, there are a lot of factors that go into it that just don't revolve around what happens on the court.
Now, here's Ingles. Coming off a solid outing against Portland. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
Just a good all-around player. Ingles will score for you, and if he doesn't have the shot, he will keep the basketball moving.
Siakam against Young. And the shot goes in from Siakam.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
And Pascal Siakam can absolutely score in bunches. Put up 25 in a quarter last season, and when he gets going, look out.
GA, when Pascal Siakam is on, it seems like he's involved in every play. Must stay consistent. But you know what? He's a special player who can carry a team to win on any given night. The eyes of Chris Paul, he's always had tremendous vision.
And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That is his first foul of the game. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. And stolen by Wiggins.
I'll tell you what, terrific anticipation defensively. Tracked it all the way. That pass had no chance.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now, here's DeRozan. Last game, an incredible scoring display for him.
He's so explosive. DeRozan able to make plays inside, causing the defense to have to make a tough decision.
Rejected by Young. Here's Ingles, and the rejection by Noel. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. A rebound by Young.
Get that weak stuff out of here. That's embarrassing.
He can't hit that time. Good D by Siakam. Back to Wiggins. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
High offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjustments on the fly.
And so it's the Miami Heat with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Well, recently, Chris Paul talked about adding some levity.
It sounds so generic to say we have fun, but...
Yeah, from what we've seen, Greg, these guys naturally get along.
And you add in the guiding hand of Chris Paul. This team can beat anyone on any night because they're so connected.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
So on the floor for Anaheim, we've got Joe Ingles. Young is out there with Weissman. Then it's DeRozan. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That is his first foul of the game. The pass to Ingles. 5 to shoot. Over Robinson. Here's Young, and he banks in the layup. Young's got his second bucket tonight.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Here's Siakam. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And I'll tell you, Siakam is like a spider in terms of his balance, his reach. He can overwhelm you.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, Wilson. Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school, and it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy, he would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
Here's Ingles following the basket by Chris Paul. Ingles kicks to Wiseman. Pass to DeRozan. Shoots a three. Doesn't go for him. The Heat go the other way with it. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, then another, really the story of the game.
I was surprised they put up so little fight. That was not the team I expected to see that night.
And pretty consistent from range. Wiggins has the natural tools to do a little bit of everything.
DeRozan finds Ingles. Pass to Wiseman. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Here's Siakam. The Clippers grab the miss.
Hard to create space in that mid-range area. He would have been better passing that off.
About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Lets it go. And good. Got the Ingles that time as it falls. Siakam's got the lead up to 12 now for the Heat. Passes it to Ingles. And here's DeRozan. Young trying to break free. Uses the glass to finish the layup. DeRozan's got 4 this quarter.
Nice read on that play by DeRozan. Came off the pick and took what the defense gave him.
Here's Paul. And DeMar DeRozan pulls it down. Anaheim trails by 10. Knocked loose. Paul with the steal. They swipe it. Campazzo. He's off on that one. Now Paul fires the three.
That That's good defense by Ingles. Improved focus at that end.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. So it's Miami who's out on top at the half. They lead by 10. And over to... And that does it for our half.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Pascal Siakam, guys, really making a difference here.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
Robinson is out there with Paul. And there's Nerlens Noel. Then it's Pascal Siakam. And it's Wiggins in at the 3. That's the group in the game for the Heat.
And really, CP3 is so good at reading the defense. If he knows he's getting the pass and they're playing off him, he'll torch you.
Now, here's DeRozan. 6 points for him. Now the pass to Ingles from outside the arc. Robinson pulls it in.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Siakam. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Wiggins against DeRozan. Siakam left side.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
Ingles against Robinson. Ingles passes to Wiseman. Clock at 6. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got his 5th rebound in this one. Paul is doubled. Kicks it to Wiggins. Pass to Siakam. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
So reliable. They've really leaned on him at the offensive end.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
The rejection by Paul.
And I'll tell you, Chris Paul is sneaky this way. He has great timing.
A 3-pointer, Wiggins, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists in the game. DeRozan against Siakam. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up.
Nice set play, running right off the screen, creating space for the gimme.
For Anaheim, they've had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best. And I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys,
yes,
the truly
yes.
great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
Takes it out to Siakam. Deep 2 from Robinson. Again, the Heat good for 2.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
There's 47 seconds left to play here in the third. And stolen by Noel. DeRozan against Wiggins. Pass to Noel. He kicks it to Paul. Back to Noel. Passes it to Wiggins. Lays it up off the glass. Wiggins has got 10 points.
And flashing some real toughness inside. Wiggins can finish plays that others simply can't.
DeRozan against Wiggins. Now here's DeRozan. 6 points for him. Over Siakam. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in.
On top of being a high-level run.
And so it's Miami sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So on the floor for Anaheim. Young out there with DeRozan. Then it's Joe Ingles. Then there's Wiseman. Wiggins. And DeMar DeRozan pulls it down. Anaheim trails by 21. Greg, we're seeing the game evolve. We're seeing more and more big men displaying perimeter skills. Do you like that? Or is there a part of you that misses those days when it all played out inside the lane in a very condensed area?
Listen, Kev, I think the game has kind of evolved on from the impact that the bigs had on the interior, but not the impact that they're having on the game. The reality is the game just doesn't stand still. And now as a big, you've got to have far more versatility. You got to be able to play in space. And as a fan, I just find the game to be more appealing to watch with the freedom of movement, the flow, and more of the skill set being put on display.
I agree. Now, here is Robinson. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. Good on the three-point shot. Paul's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Heat. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And Young kicks to Ingles. Out to the right wing. Wiseman with a wide open look. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Woo, that's just a case of bad defense and even worse offense.
Here's Paul. Softly drops in the floater. Paul's got 5 points now this quarter.
Chris Paul has such a gentle touch on his floaters. There's no way the defense can get to that shot.
And there's the pass to Ingles. DeRozan against Wiggins. Outside DeRozan. And they double up DeRozan. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And it's been said that history is written by the victor. Certainly holds true in sports, don't you think, Greg? And with that in mind, do you think titles are overvalued when evaluating the great players, individual players in history?
You know, Kevin, I think so. Having said that, I think championships do matter, obviously, and in the NBA and basketball in general, one guy can have more impact, right? Because you only play 5 and you play both ways. So it does have something to say, but I don't think that completes the narrative. You know, there's some tremendously talented guys, Karl Malone, Elgin Baylor, Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, a lot of greats who never won it. It's easy to count those rings, but measuring greatness has to take in the whole picture.
Hall of Famers, all of them. Wiseman, no good.
Defensively, it's hard to account for everything. They gambled off him, and it worked.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Miami.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Chris Paul.
Shouldering the load for them all night offensively. He came in focused, ready to go, and he delivered.
And here is Robinson. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. This, David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for